Today is the 2024 NBA Draft, the first round. The Charlotte Hornets have the 6th pick in this draft. Who are the top 5 prospects for the Charlotte Hornets?
Let me take you to a place where we never can be found. On the edge of Carolina where the sun come out of the ground. Don't nobody judge nobody, only broken hearts allowed. Right outside of Savannah, about an hour from the town.
Hello everyone, it's Everything Buzz City here, back again with another video. And today I wanted to go ahead and give my top 5 prospects for this year's draft and a couple reasons why I have them ranked. And we're going to go from, let's go 5 to 1, okay? Number 5, I have Donovan Clingan. For me, he has great size at 7'2", 280, really big, really strong. Projects to be one of the top interior defenders in the league. I think he has great feel for the game inside. I also think he has a solid post game that over time could develop. And I believe he, obviously at the combine, he was one of the top in his group in the three-point thing that they do. So I think he has a three-point shot as well, and that would be a perfect complement to Mark Williams if Mark is able to continue to develop as he has over the last 2 years, and hopefully Mark can stay healthy. Shades of Brook Lopez and Walker Kessler. I think more of the Walker Kessler. I think Brook Lopez would obviously be the top end of it. But I think if that three-point shot, if it's real, then Walker Kessler 100%. I mean, great size, right? Not the fastest player in the league, obviously. But three-point shot, he has great size, so really good in pick and roll and setting screens. I do think movement on setting screens, on rolling to the rim. He's not a huge lob threat. I don't think at the next level, at least in college, it's a little bit more easier for those lobs. So there's that. Obviously, health issues. Does have some back. I mean, being that big, you're going to have issues. So he's going to have to get that in check. And last point, obviously, Mark Williams. We don't know. We don't know. I am the biggest fan of Mark Williams. I have his jersey. I supported him when he was running in the damn G League, and most of the damn fan base was like, "We wasted the pick. We should have drafted Duran." Da 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 da. But here's the fact: it's a back injury. We don't know. You don't know. You can't say, "Oh, he's going to be 100% healthy." You don't know, right? And if Mark doesn't, okay, there's always that if. You don't have a backup plan. Nick Richards isn't a starter, right? He's not a starter in the league. He's probably going to get traded if you draft Donovan at 6, if he's there. And I don't know if he projects to be a starter or not. And if you draft Clingan here, you have 2 really good centers that complement each other. They're not the same. That's the problem with the Nick and Mark rotation. It's the same thing. So when teams go 5 out, they go 5 out and force Mark to defend outside, which at 7'1", 7'2", he's not the best at, right? And he doesn't have a three-point shot, so you're trading 2s for 3s. And if you don't believe me, go back to the Nets. It was early in the season, the Nets and the Wizards, and they ran that, and it killed us. We were trading 2s for 3s. Mark was eating inside, but 2s for 3s, and we just ran out of the gym in those games. So that's the guy to look at. Now at 4, I will say I had these guys flipped, but looking back at it, I'm going to make a change. At 4, I'm going Reed Shepherd. He is the best guard shooter in this class. Not the best shooter. I'll tell you who is. He's a really good fit beside LaMelo, beside Miller. Shades of JJ Redick, and if this guy actually worked out, I believe he would have been shades of a really good Jimmer Fredette. If Jimmer didn't bust out, obviously. Pause. Really good in off-ball catch-and-shoot sets, so I think he's going to be able to come off of pin downs, right? Catch the ball on the wing, shoot it. He can play spot, backup playmaker, right? Give LaMelo a little bit of break. Maybe get LaMelo more on off-ball sets as well. That would be interesting. But he is small. 6'1", 4'2", is on the smaller side, so that's why I went with Jimmer Fredette as a shade, because he also does kind of play like Jimmer coming out of BYU. So at 3, moving on, Dalton Knecht. I really like this guy. The best pure scorer in the draft, hands down. He is an older player, 23 years old. That's really old for a NBA prospect. So he spent 5 years. So he's the most NBA ready out of these 5, easily. He'll come in and be a really good scorer. Shades of Wally Zerbiak, right? Maybe y'all know him. Played for the T-Wolves with Kevin Garnett. Brandon Ingram, that's on the high end. And I see a little bit of Gordon Hayward with his... He's pretty athletic, I think, for a wing. He can score inside, around the rim, layups, mid-range, three-point shot. So he's a 3-level threat. Great off-ball threat. Again, kind of like Reed Sheppard. I just view him as a bigger Reed Sheppard with better, less playmaking, but a better score. He will be a really good contributor immediately. He could come in as a rookie, and I see him averaging like 14. You could put up 14, 15 with him. And he would be a really good third option, right? Moving on into the next phase of this team. And if you surround it, so you go, Melo, Knecht, Miller, Miles, and then Mark. That's a really good team. That's a really good core there. He is 6'5", 6'6", so a solid wing height. He can play the 2 or 3, but does have question marks defensively. I'm not sure how it will translate. I have seen him get like chase down blocks or help side blocks, right? But it's the pros. You know, it's different. So we'll see how that translates going forward. At 2, Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle is the best fit in the draft for the Charlotte Hornets. The best POA defender in the class. I think he would work amazing beside Mark Williams, because when Mark Williams was really good was with Dennis Smith Jr. And what is DSJ? One of the best point of attack defenders in the league. You can do so many things defensively with DSJ on the roster, and I just look at Stephon Castle as hopefully going to be a better offensive player than DSJ with around the same impact defensively. Maybe. We'll see. Shades of Josh Hart and Ron Harper. I see a lot of Josh Hart, the playmaking. Obviously, when Josh Hart came into the league, he wasn't a great three-point shooter. That can improve. Playmaking, defense, effort, plays hard. So I see Josh Hart, and I also see a Clippers Ron Harper, an inside scorer, which was Ron. He was inside, mid-range, and one of the best perimeter defenders of the 90s. So he also, obviously, another guard to play make. For others, that we have a couple of those, but you can't have enough, right? There's always room for growth. Needs to improve his shot and does have the size to play the shooting guard, the small forward position. I am not thinking too much into him saying, I want to be a point guard, be a point guard. You can be a point guard. You're not going to be the head guy, but you will play some point guard. And again, I remember, I believe it was Baron Davis didn't want to come to Charlotte, so he made all these excuses, said, I won't play for you, Well, guess what? He ended up playing here for a long time, was really good. And at number 1, Montes Brazellus. I know I probably butchered that. I will get better as he continues on with his career, but provides a true third option as he develops. I think he has really good offensive upside. The best all-around talent out of the 5, in my opinion. It's a toss-up between him and Knecht. Montes is really young, 19 years old, I believe. Shades of Franz Wagner and Lamar Odom, because he provides playmaking, he provides off-ball defense, he provides inside scoring. The shot needs development, but if it does, that's an easy Lamar Odom type of player. He's 6'10". He can play the 4 or the 3. has a shooting form that I believe can be developed. I think the form is good. It's just it didn't fall this year. And I think with NBA teaching and his career continues, it will get better. I believe his mid-range will get better and his three-point shot will get better. Hopefully he can get into the mid 30s, high 30s, somewhere in there. A great wing playmaker, obviously, and provides good help side defense. So this is just a quick video running down the players. I like all these guys in this class, and there probably will be a live stream of the draft. I can't be mad with anybody we take. This is a class where I'm saying, hey, if we can just get a good role player, right, or good starter, I'm happy. Anyways, leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video with a friend before the draft. Be there for the live stream coming up in a couple hours. I'm Everything Buzzed here. I'm out. Peace, guys.